you have to check which triangle is bigger, either triangle 2 or triangle 1. So what you have to do, you have to check which triangle, which among these two triangles is bigger. So let's write code for that. Did anyone tried it? Did anyone among you tried it? If you tried it, just project or present your screen. I can able to see it. I will stop presenting my screen. Anyone among you tried the code? Did you try the code or not? What I'm doing means first I'm inputting breadth value, that is be int of input. Next height. Next b2 int of input. Next height 2 int of input. So here what I am doing, I am reading breadth and height values for triangle 1, and here I am reading breadth and height values for triangle 2. Next, A1 equal to B1 into H1, A2 equal to B2 into H2. Next, what we have to do? So here what we have to do? Now we have to check which one is greater. Very simple program, very basic program. We choose simple if condition, reading and print triangle. One is, if the area of first triangle is greater than area of second triangle, I will consider area of first triangle is biggest.
Yes,
If
half
area of
half
if
into
area
breadth
of
and height.
both, yes, I missed it. Okay, man, thank you so much. Half into breadth into height. Okay. For suppose here in this condition, if area of first triangle is greater than second triangle, then triangle 1 is biggest. So I have not included equal to condition. If both the triangle area is same, then also it will print triangle 2 is biggest, because here I am not placing equal to statement. So if here this condition satisfy only when area of first triangle is greater than area of second triangle. Next, else. So when this else condition will execute, when second triangle area second triangle area greater or, and it also checks the equal to condition. If both the triangles having same area, then also it will print triangle 2 as biggest. Or if you want to have the third condition, then how you can place means you can use else if condition here. Else if A2 is greater than A1, then which triangle is greater? Then you can consider triangle 2 is biggest. So what is the rest other case? Leftover case is else condition. What is this case? If both are of same size. If both the triangles having same size, then what I can do? I can print both triangles are same in size. So here what I have to input? I have to input breadth 1, breadth 2, height 2. What I have to input here? Breadth 1, height 1. Let's consider breadth as 3, B1 as 3, B2 as 4, H1 as 4. Next B2 as 5, H2 as 2. Let's see what is the output. What I am taking? B1 as, at present I am taking B1 as 3, H1 as 4, B2 value I am considering as 5 and H2 value I am considering as 2. Let's see what is the output. So triangle 1 is biggest. How triangle 1 is biggest? Three, 4, 5, 2. So what is the area of first triangle? 1 by 2 into 3 into 4. 2, 4 cancel. So 6. Area of first triangle is 6. So now coming to second triangle. 5 into 2 into half. Half or 2 cancel out of the 5. So area of second triangle is 5. Area of first triangle is 6. So triangle 1 is biggest. For suppose if I make some changes here, like if I place instead of 5, if I place 15, what happens? Area of second triangle is biggest. Otherwise, if I place 6 here, what happens? Both the triangles will have same size. Okay, understood? How we have done this code? First we have simple code. First we read values, breadth values and height values of both the triangles. Then we have calculated area. After calculating the area, we are just checking whether which area, which among these two triangles having the biggest. Having more area. Among this, which triangle covering large area. Any doubts? Any doubts up to now?
No, ma'am, it's clear.
It's clear? Okay. Let's go. Will you practice? Will you start practicing all these programs? Now, we practice this program parallelly, so you can able to work with all these programs through mobile phones also. Okay. So in mobile phones also you can execute. We have a compilers which supported in mobile phones. You can use those compilers to execute your Python program. Will you execute your programs what we have taught in last 2 weeks? I mean from last 2 weeks, or I need to continue with some other program? If you don't have practice, you don't get, I mean you'll end with nothing. If you practice, then only you will remember all the concepts and you will get new doubts and you will learn the subject. What you will do? Okay, let's do some polling. Okay, ma. How many of you want to practice questions? Please raise hand. One, only one. What about others? All the others want to listen to programs and sleeping.
No, ma'am. Listening, ma'am.
Listening. Listening is not sufficient, ma. For programming languages, you need to practice. If you practice, then only you will get. Or how many of you practicing along with me? While I am explaining the program, how many of you practicing in your laptops?
Ma'am, laptops ఎవరి దగ్గర లేవు ma'am.
So how you can also practice in your mobile phone,
Ma'am, data
but you
4:30
have
వరకు
only one.
ఆన్లైన్
Okay.
క్లాస్ మొత్తం అయిపోయింది మ్యామ్. ఇంకా డేటా సరిపోవట్లేదు మ్యామ్ చేద్దామంటే.
Okay, you will have only one mobile phone, so its data is on board. Okay. What we can do, we can either go with some other question or we have to go with some challenges. Let's see, sparse matrix. Shall we do this program for sparse matrix? Which matrix you called as sparse matrix? Do you know? When we call a matrix as sparse matrix. So here we need to write a program to check if it is a sparse matrix or not. When we can, anyone among you know what is sparse matrix? Yes or no? That's it. I think there is no answers means you don't know about sparse matrix. Okay, I will explain you. Sparse matrix means nothing but a matrix which containing more number of zeros. For suppose if my matrix having more number of zeros, then I will consider that matrix as sparse matrix. Got it? When I consider a matrix as sparse matrix, if my matrix have more number of zeros than normal integers like either positive number or negative number, if I have more number of zeros, then I will say then I can say that matrix as sparse matrix. Like let consider one matrix. For suppose I have 0 0 minus 2 3 0 0 0 0 1 0 0. So if you observe this matrix, how many integer values we have? So here I have one integer, here I have another integer, here 1 and here 1. 1 minus 2, 3 and 1. So I have totally 4 values. And how many zeros I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Zeros వచ్చేసరికి నాకు 8 ఉన్నాయి, which is greater than normal integers. So if you have more number of zeros when compared to normal integers, then I will consider these matrix as, then I will call this type of matrix as sparse matrix. When I will call the matrix as sparse matrix, if I have more number of zeros when compared to normal numbers. Numbers can either be a normal number or it can be a floating values. So it can be a number or it can be a floating value. So then I will say that matrix as sparse matrix. Understood? Are you there? Just please respond, ma. Otherwise, I think my okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Already we have some network issues, so I thought I have disconnected from the meeting. So I'm worrying about that. So please respond in between.
Okay, ma'am.
So okay. Okay. Let's take an array. So instead of considering matrix here, I'm taking nested link list. So in the nested list, I am giving 1, 2, 3, then followed by 4, 5, 6, then followed by 7, 8, 9. What happens? So here I missed the separation comma. So if I print A, what is the matrix here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In this format, I'm going to give input matrix. Here, what is the matrix I'm inputting? Let's consider for the time being, it's a matrix. So I will explain you a different header file or different package, that is numpy. While using numpy, we do get arrays as well as matrix. Whatever we want, we do get. So now what is the matrix I have given? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is this a sparse matrix or not? Whether this matrix is sparse matrix or not. Tell me. So tell me whether this matrix is sparse matrix or not. Just look at that matrix. Look at how many integers you have, how many zeros you have. Based on that, please tell me whether it is sparse matrix or not. Then we will continue our checking procedure. What you are thinking of? I didn't understand. Tell me, ma, whether it is sparse matrix or not. Yes or no? How many say this is sparse matrix? Please raise your hand. How many say it's not a sparse matrix? How many present at this moment? One. Only one. Four. Rest are in the sleeping mode. So, okay, now tell me, I think at least 6 or 7 people are there in the call. Look at this matrix. Tell me whether it is sparse matrix or not. I'm just asking whether it is sparse or not. That's it.
No, ma'am.
No. Why? Because we don't
There are
have
no zeros.
zeros. No zeros, or we have least number of zeros when compared to normal integers or floating values, then we consider that matrix as not a sparse matrix. So, okay, let's move on to the program. We will try coding this program. So I will read input as a list. It's of type list, list of input. I'm reading a list. Next, what I have to do? Now I need to check each and every value. So now, how can I get length of this? Now let apply length function on A. Which length I will get? Let's see. So I will get only 3. So if I apply length of A of 0, then what length it will get? Length of 0 is also 3. So let's try to reinitialize this A with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So length of A. So how many strings I have? I mean, so if I give length of A, it was going to print number of rows in A. Okay, here I have first row, 1, 2 is first row, 3, 4 is second row, 5, 6 is third row. So if I use length function, I will get number of rows. In the same way, if I use length of A of 0, that means A of 0 indicates the first row. So if I give length of A of 0, then I will get how many columns in the first row. So how many columns I have in the first row? I have 1 column and 2 column. Why I am explaining this to you means here we have to write some for loop condition. For that sake, I am explaining you about length. Why I am explaining you about length? Because to get number of rows and number of columns in the list, we have to use length function. Because we can't make this list as a static list, because we don't know what is the further test cases we will get. So for row, for each row in list, range of length of L for each row, And in each row, for each column value in range of length of row length of L of row, then what I have to do now, column indicates each and every element in the array. Let's consider the matrix 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Each row is indicated with a row indexing, and in each row, each column, that means each value is representing with name col. Now what I have to do, I have to observe this number. If the number is 0, I have to make a count. For counting purpose, I am taking one count variable and I am initializing it to 0. Now what I have to do? Now I am checking if list of in row column in row in particular column if the value is equal to 0. Normal matrix కి ఎలా రాస్తారో అలానే row index column index list of row index and column index double equal to 0 అంటే ఆ particular లో ఉన్న value 0 అయితే then what I have to do, I have to increase the count. సో మనం టోటల్ కౌంట్ కూడా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసుకోవడానికి నార్మల్ వేరియబుల్ ఇంకోటి తీసుకున్నా పర్లేదమ్మా, లైక్ c equal to 0. For each variable, I'm just incrementing the count for this. So here in Python, we don't have plus plus. So just I'm removing this plus plus equal to 1. So after completion of all the after completion of or after examining of complete if condition completed, then what I have to do? Now I have to check if, so here the count is for 0 count and C is for total values count. ఎన్ని వాల్యూస్ ఉన్నాయని చెక్ చేసుకోవడానికి సి అనే వేరియబుల్ తీసుకున్నా, ఎన్ని జీరోస్ ఉన్నాయని చెక్ చేసుకోవడానికి కౌంట్ అనే వేరియబుల్ తీసుకున్నా. సో వాట్ ఐ హ్యావ్ టు డూ హియర్, if I have more number, how can I say more number means if I have zeros more than half of the original matrix values. నాకు ఒక matrix లో ఉన్న values 10 అనుకోండి, 10 by 2 5. If the number of zeros is more or equal to half of the matrix values, then I can consider it as sparse matrix. So what I have to do here, if the count is greater than or equal to C, I'm using floor division ma. So C by 2. Then I mean more than half. If the count is more than half, count of zeros is more than half of all the variables, then what I say, then I can say that matrix is sparse matrix. I can print it as sparse matrix. Else not sparse matrix. Here I am giving input, here I am reading some input, no, so here I am giving some input like 1 2 3. I'm going with normal numbers 4 5 0 0 0 9. Now this matrix is sparse matrix or not? How many zeros I have? I have only 3 zeros. And how many values I have? I have 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1, 6. 3 zeros and 6 values. So which one is greater? Values is greater. So I can't consider this matrix as sparse matrix. So execute. Not sparse matrix. For suppose if I include extra zeros here. Then now check. Here number of values I have is 3 and number of zeros I have is 6. So now the matrix is not sparse. Why? We will check what is print of. I'm just printing the values, ma. Print of count. So why it's returning not sparse? Print of C, comma. Now we will check. Let's see. A of 0 of 1, 2. So here there is no error. Here we will check. So ఇక్కడ ప్రింట్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఎందుకు యూజ్ చేస్తున్నానంటే ఇలా మధ్యలో యూజ్ చేస్తే వాటిని డిబగ్గింగ్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ అంటాం. సో ఇన్ ఆర్డర్ టు ఫైండ్ అవుట్ వేర్ వి వెంట్ రాంగ్, టు చెక్ వేర్ we are going wrong, we will generally use this debugging steps. So I am just trying to print all the values. Oops. What happens if I remove this? So why it's not reading properly? So type of L is string. So if I convert it like L equal to list of L, then what happens? Then if I use type of L, then what happens? The type becomes list. So if I print list, okay. Okay, I got it, ma, where I'm going wrong. So here no need of giving brackets or comma. What we can do means simply give space, 1 space 0 space 0 space. Then how it will differentiate? I think we are facing some problem here. So okay, directly include here. What's wrong in it? 1 comma 2 comma 0 comma 0 comma 0 comma 0 comma 0 comma 1 comma 0. Now it's printing it as a sparse matrix. So I will check this one more. I will come back to you once I make all the trial and errors on this. Why it's not working? I will sure explain you how to read a list from input. I mean, if why I am getting this problem, I will make some troubleshoot. I mean, I will recheck it, but if I keep on checking on it, it's waste of our time. So we will go with the next problem, and I will explain you how to read list properly by using input command in the next class. In next upcoming class, I will sure explain you how to read a list by using input function. So now let's go on to the next. How to check whether a matrix is invertible or not? So can I able to apply inverse on matrix or not? How I can able to specify? So I can able to specify it by applying determinant of the matrix. If the determinant of the matrix is uh, not equal to 0, then the matrix is invertible. If the determinant of matrix is not 0, then I mean, if the determinant of the matrix is not 0, then the matrix is invertible. If it is 0, the matrix is not invertible. That means there is no inverse exist. For suppose for two dimensional matrix, what is the determinant function? I mean, what is the determinant formula that can be applied on two-dimensional matrix? So if this type of questions given, they will give you basic formulas. What is the formula used also? Okay, if they ask you these type of questions, they will explain you what is determinant, how you can check whether a matrix is having determinant or not. They will explain you completely. So don't worry with that. For suppose if I have 2 by 2 matrix like A1 or A, B, C, D, then what is the determinant of this matrix? Let's consider M is the matrix. How to consider the determinant of this matrix? A into D minus B into C. If this value is greater than or if this value is not equal to 0, I can consider the matrix have inverse. That means the matrix is invertible. Otherwise, I have to tell that matrix is not invertible. Got it? When I can say the matrix is invertible or not invertible? Are you there, Ma? Why you people are too silent today? You are not at all responding.
Yes,
So what is the okay? What is the formula for determinant? Determinant for 2 by 2 matrix is A into D minus B into C. For suppose if I have 3 by 3 matrix, how to find out determinant? If for suppose if I have 3 by 3 matrix. How to find out determinant? Let's consider I have A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. Now how to find out determinant for this matrix? If the determinant is not equal to 0, then I can say the matrix is invertible. If the determinant is equal to 0, then we can say the matrix is not invertible. So how to find out determinant for this matrix? Did anyone of you remember the formula? How to perform determinant operation?
1 into
A1 into
B2 B2 into C3 minus
B2 C3 minus
3 C2
B, B3 C2. Then
A2 into
directly A2, or
minus
here we have any, yes, minus
A2
A2
into
into B,
B1 C3
A2 means B1 C3 minus
3 C1
B3 C1. Very good. Plus A3 into now these two B1 C2 minus B2 C1. So if the matrix dimension increase, you have to work it on that dimension. For suppose if it is 4 matrix, then how you will do? You have to consider the topmost index, then you have to again apply determinant on the sub ones. So if it is 5 by 5, the complexity increased even more. So still any doubts here? So I'm not writing code for this because I will in next upcoming class I will explain you NumPy module. So after explaining you NumPy module, I will show you how to arrange values in the form of matrix. So after explain you how to place values in the form of matrix, then I will explain you how to perform this parse and this invertible matrix. So today I'm not going to touch that modules because before explaining NumPy module, I need to explain what is I need to explain actually what is module, how you can use modules in your programs. So did Funny sir introduce modules concept, ma? Did he introduce module concept for you? Import and రాసి ఏమన్నా explain చేశారా? Did he explain? I'm just asking whether he explained you about import or not. Module అనేది ఏదైనా ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేసి ఏమన్నా చెప్పారా లేదా? If he has not introduced, I will tell you because till date I have not introduced any module to you. Just say yes or no, ma. Whether he tell you or he didn't. Okay. Yeah. If you are not answering means he has not explained it. So I will explain you. So generally in Python we have modules. What module means? It's nothing but another something like Python file. So again in this Python file, like in C, we have stdio.h, we have conio.h, string.h, mark.h. We have multiple header files. So what is the purpose of header files in C? In C, we have multiple header files, predefined header files. What is the purpose of those predefined header files? By using predefined header files, you can have some predefined functionality. You can able to include some predefined functionality into your program. So in the same way, in Python we have predefined modules. So already in Python we have some set of predefined modules. By using those predefined modules, we can able to use some functionalities in our program. For let consider how to include or how to include those modules in a Python file. So in C, how to include a header file, ma? In C, how you will include header file? What is the way to include header file?
io.h.
Just stdio.h ante ela. So we have to use something like include. Then we have to write stdio.h. If you write in this way, then only that particular header file will be included. In the same way, in Python, we have a keyword called import. If you use import, the particular predefined modules can be imported to your file, to your Python file, whatever file, in whichever whatever file you are importing the module. Into that file you will get the data. So beside that you will write what is the module name that you want to include. You can write that module name. So like import math. So here import is one keyword to include modules. Here we have the other variant of this import. The other variant is import math as some alias name. You can give alias name to the modules. So I will explain you what is the purpose of giving alias name. So while I am explaining you while explaining about these module functionalities, I will tell you why we will place this alias name. So here M is alias name for math. If I want to create any shortcut names to your to our modules, to the predefined modules, I can give alias name as. Next one is from. This is the third way of importing your modules. From so and so module, import some functionality. Here you can specify some functionality like square. You can specify in that way. If you want all the functionality, simply you can press start. Now now you will get one doubt. So in C we have only one simple include keyword to include the header file. Why in Python we have these many formats? So at some point of time we do have some other requirement. After some time we do have some other requirement. So that's the reason why we have these many include statements or import statements. So now what is the difference between import and from versus from? What is the difference between import and from means? One difference is, so if you import any module, so if you import any module in your Python, what you have to do means, every time while using that functionality or every time while using the variable, you have to use module name. Okay. సో నేను ఒక స్ట్రింగ్ క్రియేట్ చేశాను, ఆ స్ట్రింగ్ రిలేటెడ్ ఫంక్షనాలిటీ అప్లై చేయాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి? ఎవ్రీ టైమ్ ఐ నీడ్ టు కాల్ దట్ ఫంక్షనాలిటీ విత్ string dot that function name. So in the same way here also, here if you want to import, I mean if you import any module in Python, in order to work with functionalities of that module, you have to call, I mean you have to call all the functions with the module name. Got it? Import any module in Python, then we have to call, or we can able to use those functionalities only with the name of module. So module name dot and iste work అవుతుంది. So that's the reason why here we have created alias name. For suppose ఇక్కడ math అనేది చిన్నదే కాబట్టి డైరెక్ట్ గా మీరు math dot something math dot so and so అని టైప్ చేయగలరు. For suppose if the module name is too big, then every time typing that big name is very headache, or it will increase your work. So in order to reduce your work or to improve the speed, we have alias names. Now what is the difference between import and from? For suppose if you use from, if I use from to import modules, then what happens means we can directly use functionality without any module name. What happens? We can directly use functionality. So నేను మాడ్యూల్ నేమ్ లేకుండా డైరెక్ట్ గా ఫంక్షన్ యూజ్ చేయాలనుకుంటే then I have to keep from. If I want to if I import any module using import, I have to write module name before function, then only I can able to import that particular functionality. So ఇవన్నీ ఇంపోర్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ ఎందుకు ఉన్నాయంటే సమ్ టైమ్స్ ఫర్ సెక్యూరిటీ రీజన్, ఫర్ సమ్ ఓవర్లోడింగ్ అండ్ ఫర్ హ్యావింగ్ ఓవర్లోడింగ్ అండ్ ఓవర్ రైడింగ్ వాటిని ఎలిమినేట్ చేయడానికి కూడా ఇంపోర్ట్ అనేది యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు. సో మీకు ఊప్స్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఇంకా తెలియదు కాబట్టి ఐ డోంట్ టచ్ దట్ డిఫరెన్స్. సో మెయిన్ డిఫరెన్స్ మాత్రం ఇది గుర్తుంచుకోండి. ఫ్రమ్ యూజ్ చేస్తే నేను మాడ్యూల్ నేమ్ యూజ్ చేయకుండా డైరెక్ట్ గా ఫంక్షన్ ని ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. బట్ ఇంపోర్ట్ అనేది యూజ్ చేస్తే మీరు ఫంక్షనాలిటీ యూజ్ చేసుకోవాలి అంటే ఖచ్చితంగా మీరు మాడ్యూల్ నేమ్ అనేది ప్రొవైడ్ చేయాలి. లెట్ గో విత్ మ్యాథ్. లెట్ స్టార్ట్ విత్ ఇంపోర్ట్ మ్యాథ్. సో మ్యాథ్ డాట్. సో మీరు మ్యాథ్ రిలేటెడ్ ఫంక్షనాలిటీస్ కానీ వేరియబుల్స్ ఏవి యూజ్ చేయాలనుకున్నా మీరు math dot and press చేయాలి. Here if you see here, so here they have listed many functions. All these are functions related to math. Let's seal off 3.2. సో ఇలాంటివి ఏమన్నా ఉన్నప్పుడు మనం డైరెక్ట్ గా పవర్ ఆఫ్ 3,2 అర్థమవుతుందా? అదే నేను ఇలా ఇచ్చాను, ఇంపోర్ట్ మ్యాథ్ యాజ్ m. Now I can use the shortcut key m of seal of 3,2. Sorry, for seal I should not give two values. M dot seal of 3.2. Did you observe the difference?
ఎడిట్ చేసుకోవడం కుదరదా మ్యామ్?
పైన అమ్మ కుదరదు, జూపిటర్ లో కుదురుతుంది, ఇది నార్మల్ ఐడి దీంట్లో కుదరదు. మీరు మళ్ళీ రీటైప్ చేసుకోవాల్సింది. సో మీరు ఇక్కడ డైరెక్ట్ గా యూజ్ చేశారనుకోండి వితౌట్ దిస్ మాడ్యూల్ నేమ్ ఆర్ ఎలియాస్ నేమ్, ఇట్ విల్ థ్రోస్ యూ ఎర్రర్, నేమ్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఐడెంటిఫైడ్ ఆర్ నాట్ డిఫైన్డ్ అని ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది. అర్థమవుతుందా? యూ హ్యావ్ టు యూస్ మాడ్యూల్ నేమ్ dot that functionality, then only you can work with those methods or functions. So now let's see from. If I use from, what happens? From math of import. So here if I use from, here import, after import you can list whatever the functionalities you want. సో నాకు ఈ మ్యాథ్ నుంచి నాకు ఒక 2 ఫంక్షనాలిటీసే కావాలి. ఎట్ ఏ టైమ్ ఐఎమ్ యూజింగ్ ఎదర్ ఫ్లోర్ ఆర్ పవర్, ఈ రెండింటినే యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాను అనుకోండి, యూ క్యాన్ ఏబుల్ టు ఇంపోర్ట్ దోస్ 2 functionalities only. So for suppose you don't know which functionality you will use further, then simply place star. Star means all functions in math module. What star indicates? Star indicates all functions in math module. సో నేను ఇప్పుడు డైరెక్ట్ గా సీల్ ఆఫ్ 3.2 అని ఇస్తాను, దెన్ ఇట్ విల్ వర్క్. అర్థమవుతుందా? ఇఫ్ ఐ యూజ్ ఇంపోర్ట్, ఐ హ్యావ్ టు యూజ్ ద మాడ్యూల్ నేమ్. సో ఇఫ్ ఐ థింక్ దిస్ మాడ్యూల్ నేమ్ ఈస్ టూ బిగ్, దెన్ ఐ కెన్ అప్లై aliasing to this import. For suppose I am not interested to type this module name every time, then I have to go with from keyword. I can import all the different functionalities. This is the most basic module in Python ma. Almost all functionalities are similar to your C program math header file. So let's see different functionalities for this math. Now if I apply floor of 3.2, what happens? Floor means you will get the previous number. If I use seal, I will get the next upcoming number. అర్థమవుతుందా? ఫ్లోర్ యూజ్ చేస్తే ఆల్వేస్ యూ విల్ గెట్ లీస్ట్ నెంబర్. So do you have any doubts how to import these modules? Module ఎలా ఇంపోర్ట్ ఎక్కడ?
పైథాన్ షెల్ లో మేడం.
పైథాన్ షెల్ లో మీరు ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాయొచ్చు కానీ అంత కన్వీనియంట్ గా ఉండదు. రాసుకోవచ్చు, లైక్ నేను ఫంక్షన్ ని రాసినా కూడా ప్రాబ్లం ఏమి ఉండదు, కానీ ఇట్ వోంట్ స్టోర్ ఫర్ ద ఫర్దర్ రిఫరెన్స్. మీకు తర్వాత రిఫరెన్స్ కి సేవ్ చేసుకోవటానికి ఉండదు. అదే మీరు షెల్లో ఇక్కడ ఫైల్ అని న్యూ ఫైల్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకొని మీరు ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఇక్కడ రాసుకొని సేవ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. అర్థమవుతుందా? In shell, if you press file, again in file, if you press new file, you will get some new window. ఇక్కడ మీరు ప్రోగ్రామ్ టైప్ చేసుకొని సేవ్ చేసుకుంటే మీకు ఫర్దర్ గా ఉంటుంది. అండ్ ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు రన్, యూ క్యాన్ రన్ హియర్ బై యూజింగ్ రన్ మెనూలో రన్ మాడ్యూల్ అని ఉంటుంది. యూ క్యాన్ రన్ యువర్ మాడ్యూల్. సో రిమెంబర్ దట్ ఇన్ పైథాన్ ఎవ్రీ పైథాన్ ఫైల్ ఈస్ కన్సిడర్డ్ యాజ్ మాడ్యూల్. సో మీరు ప్రీ డిఫైన్డ్ మాడ్యూల్ ఎలా ఇంక్లూడ్ చేసుకుంటారో, యూ కెన్ ఆల్సో ఇంక్లూడ్ యువర్ యూజర్ డిఫైన్డ్ మాడ్యూల్స్. లైక్ నేను ప్రైమ్ నెంబర్ రిలేటెడ్ ఫంక్షన్స్ అన్ని ఒక ఫైల్లో రాసి దాన్ని నేను ఇంకో ఫైల్లో ఇంపోర్ట్ చేసుకున్నాను అనుకోండి, దెన్ వాట్ హ్యాపెన్స్? యూ విల్ గెట్ ఆల్ ద ఫంక్షనాలిటీస్ ఆఫ్ దట్ ప్రైమ్ నెంబర్ ఇన్ ద న్యూ ఫైల్. సో నేను దీంట్లో కూడా మీకు ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసి ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేశాను, మీకు గుర్తుందో లేదో.
ఒకవేళ ప్రోగ్రామ్ మొత్తం రాసాక లాస్ట్ లో ఎర్రర్ వస్తాయి మ్యామ్, అంటే లాస్ట్ లో ఏదన్నా మిస్టేక్ ఎడిట్ చేసుకుంటారు
అప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఎడిట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. షెల్లో ఎడిట్ అవుదమ్మా, ఇలా ఫైల్లో ఎడిట్ అవుతుంది, మీకు ప్రాబ్లం లేదు. ఫైల్లో ఎడిట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. మీకు ఏదైనా ఎర్రర్ ఉంటే ఫైల్లో ఎడిట్ చేసుకుంటే ఎర్రర్ రాదు. లైక్ ఫర్ సపోజ్ లెట్ టైప్ I equal to input input something అనేసినాను. I plus equal to 1 అనేస్తున్నాను. Just see whether it will happen or not. Print I అనేస్తున్నాను. I'm just writing some error code. నేను error code అనుకుని రాస్తున్నాను. Just check. Something I'm naming it as sample. So shall we run? So it is waiting for input. I'm giving some input, something. So error వచ్చిందా ఇక్కడ? We can't concatenate string with integer. So now if I want to modify, just go back to the code and you can perform something like I'm just commenting it and see what happens. So every time మీరు modify చేసిన తర్వాత సేవ్ చేసుకోండి ఫైల్ ని. Either by pressing Ctrl S or main menu లో మీరు Ctrl S. Something I type return. అర్థమైందా? ఇలా మీరు షెల్ ఇక్కడ డైరెక్ట్ గా షెల్ లో టైప్ చేయకుండా న్యూ ఫైల్ తీసుకుని క్రియేట్ చేస్తే అక్కడ ఎడిట్ చేసుకోవడానికి ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది అండ్ ఆ ఫైల్ మీకు ఫర్దర్ గా కూడా ఉంటది మీ మెమరీలో. ఐ మీన్ వేర్ ఎవర్ యూ స్టోర్ దేర్ యూ కెన్ ఏబుల్ టు సీ దిస్ ప్రోగ్రామ్. ఓకే. So if anyone of you having laptops or something, just try different functions in this. So okay, let myself show you. Here we don't have new page. I'm just restarting the shell. Okay. Okay, now you can able to see all everything. So now I'm importing math as m. సో నేను ఇంపోర్టే యూజ్ చేసిన ఎందుకంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ బిట్ కన్వీనియంట్. నాకు ఒకవేళ ఫంక్షన్ నేమ్ మర్చిపోయినా నేను ఆ ఎం డాట్ అని వెయిట్ చేస్తుంటే ద షెల్ విల్ షో యూ వాట్ ఆర్ ద ఫంక్షన్స్ ప్రెసెంట్ ఇన్ మ్యాథ్. ఇఫ్ ఐ యూస్ ఫ్రమ్ కీవర్డ్ ఐ డోంట్ గెట్ దిస్ ఫంక్షనాలిటీ ఆర్ నాకు ఈ ఫెసిలిటీ అనేది ఉండదు అక్కడ. అర్థమవుతుందా? So I'm very much convenient to use this import, and for some other reason also sometimes from use cheste manaki code different unexpected outputs చూడటానికి chances ఉంటాయి while working with object oriented concepts. So నేను multi method overloading overridings అలాంటి కాన్సెప్ట్స్ యూస్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు మనకి some clashes వచ్చే ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది. Not error, we will get unexpected output. So I don't want to use it. Factorial. So we have built-in factorial function method. So we generally write factorial methods. So here in Python we have factorial method. In the same way we have power function, we have square root function, square root of, if I give some value it will print the square root of that function. Floor అయిపోయింది. F mod, just see what F mod is. Okay, it will take 2 arguments. No problem whether you will get errors or not because you don't know. If we have to give 2 values, I'm checking this program. If I give input 8 and 2, yes, the module, the first one is the main function అంటే 8% do అనేది happen అయ్యి అవుట్పుట్ అనేది ప్రింట్ అయింది 0. F means floating value. So you will get floating value as output. If I give mod 4 comma 3, what happens? 1 is the output. If I let's see whether we have mod function or not. It returns the fraction and integer part of x. Mod f1 is the what it is doing. It was going to give what is the integer part and fractional part. Let's see. So integer part is 4 and the fractional part is 0.299998. Got it? Let's see some other. Any doubts? Let's see some other functions. You also interact with me. Speaking monotonely is very difficult. F sum. Just see what is F sum. So try to explore by yourself. Just import one method, I mean module, and start looking what that module have, what are the functionalities in that module. So you have this facility in Jupyter Notepad also. So if you are working in Jupyter Notepad, then also you will get all this drop down menus and all those things. So let's see what is the input here. So I'm just trying to give 34. I think for sure it will scold me. Int object is not iterable. So what does it means? Here we have to give either list or tuple. So how to differentiate list and tuple? What is the difference between? So here I have to give
Brackets
some
indicating
sequence. Yes. Which bracket will indicate, I mean, what is the difference? Which bracket indicates list and which brackets indicates tuple?
square bracket will be the list one, ma'am.
Okay.
Maybe
Then
tuple having flower brackets or the general normal curved ones.
not flower brackets, ma. We have normal brackets. That means parenthesis.
Yes, okay, ma'am.
Normal these brackets is called tuple. So okay, I will give some sequence 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, okay, 8, 9. So what it is doing? It was just summing up all the values. If I give sequence, so normal guy, I have to write one for loop and I have to keep on repeating that for loop. Next, m dot. We will explore some other one. What gamma print? So it is a gamma function. If you give x value, it will print the formula. I mean, it will substitute that x value in the formula and it will provide the output. I think you people are aware about these formulas. I don't know what is formula for gamma. I forgot. So in physics or somewhere we will use this gamma value. One. What's called one? Still, what is the other functions we have? Just try to explore by yourself, ma. Copy sign and what this function do. It returns float with a magnitude of x, but the sign of y. That means if I give 234 comma minus 1, what it will do? It will change the type. N dot copy sign of S23 comma normal number. Then what happens? It will change the sign. First negative sign on the second and the positive sign. This positive sign is copied to the first function. If both have same sign, the same will be preserved. If I use both positive signs, then no change in sign. If I use both negative sign, then also there is no change in sign. So second and sign ఏదైతే ఉందో అది first దానికి append అవుతుంది. So whenever you have this type of requirement, you can use copy sign method, which is present in math head, math module. Degree, to find out the degree. So what it will do, it will convert angle x from radian to degree. So if I give radian as something 23, now see that what is the angle. So if you remember the conversion method, how to convert from radian to angle, angle to radian, then you can check these answers. So we can able to use Python in almost any type of application. So it is rich in, I mean, it is very much in libraries. I mean, it have a rich set of libraries. M dot, we have some other functions. Let's see what is comb. Let's see what is comb. I'm just waiting for the, it's not printing, so I'm giving some input to it. So comb expect two arguments. Let's see what are the two arguments. So I'm giving 2345. What this method doing? Comb of, okay, number of ways to choose k items from n item without repetition and without order. What is comb? So it is working for permutations. So what is comb? Number of ways to choose k items. Second one is number of items from n items without repetition and without order. So there is no order and there is no repetition. Let's give some number 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, some common number, and I'm inputting it as, let's see. Here we are getting the output as something 48 some value. Okay, in this way you can include different in the same way we have a module called keyword. If you import this keyword, you can see, you can list all the keywords in the Python, like keyword dot kw list. If I use kw list variable, I will get all the keywords in the Python file. So you can, all these are considered as keywords. I think you know what is false, what is none, none, true, and as. So we have used most of them, and I have touched these concepts like exceptional uh, rise. So these are the try, except, finally, and rise. These are action handling. So here, so certain placements won't touch exception handling. So, but we have lot of time. I will explain you the exception handling concept also. So here, if user, uh, if else, these are used for conditions. సో మనం దీని కీవర్డ్ లిస్ట్ లో ఏవైతే చూస్తామో అవన్నీ మనం కీవర్డ్స్ గా యూస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, అండ్ దే హ్యావ్ దేర్ ఓన్ మీనింగ్స్. అండ్ హియర్ యూ కెన్ ఏబుల్ టు సీ లాంబ్డా. So for your function, for suppose if you have any short functions without giving name to the function, you can able to work with those type of functions. So the functions which are not having any name or any anonymous functions is called as lambda functions in Python. So I will explain you those concepts also. What is the purpose of lambda function? Means simply to reduce number of lines to preserve memory. So in same as in C, in Python also we can go with, I mean, you can variable as local variable or global variable. So if you do variable directly, then it will be considered local variable. If you include value before, I mean global, then include, you can consider that variable. If you declare any variable as global variable, that variable will out program. So normal function, not in that block or loop, there's not extended after particular block. If you want to use any variables throughout the program, you declare that variables as global variables. So I already told you about what is import, what is sum, and as. As is as, and import and sum, all these are used for modules. So in to check whether any character or any number present in the sequence or in the string, we will use in not or and. These are all logical operators. Not or and, these are logical operators. False, true, none, these are boolean values. Def, we use this def to define your functions. So you can see all list. That is, so in that way, in this way, you can So up to which extent you have listened the class, ma? I keep on explaining. Up to which point you listen the class? ఎక్కడి వరకు నేను కీవర్డ్స్ చెప్పినప్పుడు విన్నారా? Are you there? I discussed about the keyboard module. ఇదంతా చెప్పాను, ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశాను. ఉన్నారు ఇప్పుడేనా డిస్కనెక్ట్ అయింది?
జస్ట్ ఇప్పుడే
Yes,
మ్యామ్
ma'am.
Okay. So keyword dot. So for this keyword module, I have only two
మ్యామ్
functions. One
పీపీటీ
is
ప్రెజెంట్ అవుతలేదు మ్యామ్.
okay. And also we are running out of time. మొత్తం వస్తుంది కాదండి. Now I think you can able to view. So okay, for this keyword module we have only two methods. One is keyword listed variable. So if I give keyword list entered, I will get all the keywords present in Python. If I use is keyword function, I can able to check whether the given string is keyword or not. Like if I give with, let's see what happens. True. In the same way, if I give this keyword of for true, P is capital. If I give it as small, what does it print? Here Python, not only C, Java, Python, everything, these all are case sensitive. What మీరు ఇక్కడ క్యాపిటల్ ఇస్తే క్యాపిటల్ ఉండాలి, స్మాల్ ఇస్తే స్మాల్ ఉండాలి. ఇఫ్ యూ చేంజ్ ద టైప్ ఇట్ విల్ నాట్ కన్సిడర్ them as keywords. I think you can able to observe this. This is one more module. In that way, you have multiple modules. In next coming classes, I will explain you about NumPy. So in NumPy, I will show you different functionalities. After showing all the functionalities, then I will again explain you how to apply. I mean, how to check whether
Ma'am, your voice isn't audible, ma'am.